insecure though, honey.
Brother Carter, you're not licensed.
That was the box you shit. That was the box you formed right there.
The word that comes to mind is resiliency.
Mhm.
You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe.
All right, then. Well, we just gonna keep
So
this.
what we found out in this lesson
What do we find out?
is that the shift begins right here.
But do you know? And I guess this is a question:
Mhm.
do a person really know that they are not in a good place?
Yes.
If it's something.
I'm not a licensed therapist, but I know that.
Okay, we're gonna start off with your unlicensed question. From an unlicensed
Yeah.
therapist, you would say they know what the heck's
I
going
would
on.
say yes.
Okay. From a licensed therapist, could you please give us your?
I would say yes, but at the same time, I would say, you know what? I don't want to accept what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You know, so
I mean, there's two perspectives
Yeah.
in that sense
Yeah.
of it. You know, someone can be aware of the situation or what they're dealing with, but they still don't want to put the forth and effort to make that change
Mhm.
or that commitment.
Or they don't have the tools.
They don't have the tools or the
Mhm.
resources
Yeah,
yeah.
in that sense, or even knowledge.
That's
overall.
I believe that's an excuse though.
I disagree. I disagree. Y'all see that? You see how we
I
debate?
believe that's an
That's-
excuse.
I disagree because I think that sometimes a person can say,
Mhm,
prime example, I'll put myself out there.
mhm,
Prime example, every time I would go, this is early on in my life, adult life,
Mhm.
I would go into a certain room.
mhm.
I would always feel small.
Mm.
And so it didn't matter how much he would say, okay, I want you there or
Mhm.
you're good. I still
Yeah.
felt small.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to feel better about myself.
Mhm.
And I tried to feel better about myself.
Mhm.
But every time I went into this space,
Mm.
I felt small.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what he said. And I
Yeah.
wanted to do something different. So that's
No,
why I'm
so
saying.
what you're saying is, there's no cure for insecuritiness. What you're saying?
No, that's not what I said. See, you see how you like
Because
to put
that's
everything.
insecure and the lack
No,
of confidence.
No,
That's
see,
what that is.
No, that's
I would ask the therapist, is there?
no.
Love it.
Can you
Love it.
can you get past insecurity, lack of confidence? Yeah.
See, it's easy to.
No, I'm just saying.
But we going to the therapist over here.
Yeah.
But it's easy to put something in a box that a person doesn't lack. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when
I
it's
mean,
not,
what you was describing sound insecure, though, honey.
Brother Carter, you're not licensed.
That was the box you shit. That was the box you formed right there.
I think it's good that even with being licensed and non-licensed, I take a lot from my clients and our patients, and I also learn from them too.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
their perspectives bring a lot of emphasis on their day to day
Mhm.
in that sense. And so I think someone can have optimal confidence in themselves, but still have insecurities
Yes.
that are still
Yes,
dwelling
underlying. Yeah.
Kinda
in that
intertwined
sense.
in that, yeah.
and it's like ongoing daily.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when you wake up in the morning, there may be some slight of insecurity about how you're looking or how you may
Mhm.
present or something like that. You know, so it's just like ongoing, and it's
So how do you
You
deal
sure
with
you're
that?
not a politician? You see how he weaves
Yeah.
through that? No, just
Now, how do you deal with that though?
reassurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Reassurance, and that
Okay.
reassurance could be just
Self-affirmation and stuff like that.
well, yes, but sometimes people are not always receptive to self-affirmation.
Right.
You know, they have their own ways of how they make them feel good within
Mhm.
themselves. You know, I know for me, growing up, like I was always like, "Oh, we're so proud of you," this, that, and the third. But now as an adult, that doesn't really appease to me. You know, that
Mhm.
self-affirmation is not something that shifts or changes me. You know, I have to find other ways to make me feel good and ensure that when I make that shift, it is of great resolve, right?
Mhm.
And ultimate commitment alongside responsibility
Yes.
to
Mhm.
ensure, again, absolute accountability when I make that shift.
Mhm.
Okay. I love what you're saying because
He sound like a lawyer, did.
no, I love what he's saying because it's so easy, and I got to keep going back. It's so easy through through my vision, through how I see things, how I feel, to say how one should respond or what they should or what they can do. But when you're not affected, or you're not walking in that person's perspective or what their experience have been, it's hard for you to even imagine what they're going through and what it takes for them to walk into that room. And so it's easy to say they lack confidence. It's easy to say their self-esteem is low. It's far more than that, and they're working their way through it. But it's far more than saying you need to look at yourself in the mirror and think better of yourself. It's
Is it a self-belief though? Because if you believe that you are walking into that room and you can be confident and, you know, own the room, not feel a certain way when certain people, you know, tell you things, because, you know, some people just have that unshakable belief and confidence, you know, in themselves. Can you get to that point?
You will get to that point. I think that it evolves over time.
It
And
does.
I think that for me, and since I put myself out there, I think that in the beginning, a lot of those things came from childhood. You know, you come from the things that have been fed to you as a child, experiences that you went through, you know, that may be different from the other people in the room, or it could be the same. But in your mind, in that particular time, that you're the only one that feels like this. You're the only one that have went through this. And for someone to say what you're feeling is not real, or it's not, even if you take weight, you know, I gained weight, and then my husband never seen it. I kept seeing myself gaining all of this weight, and I was having a whole breakdown going to look for clothes. But he always told me how beautiful I was. And he didn't realize that I had gained as much weight until the weight came off. And there was a picture of him and I in the house, sitting in the living room. And he
say, who the hell is that?
He literally did, because he didn't remember the weight came off at several, but that picture had been there. And he took the picture down because he didn't know who he had taken a picture with, literally, because, but again, he's always seen me as a beautiful woman and has always encouraged me.
You still was a beautiful woman.
Right.
Even in your thickness.
Right. But the reason I'm saying, and I brought all of that up to say that I knew I had a problem.
Right.
He didn't see it as a problem. He saw it one way. And I guess what I'm trying to say is people's perspective are different in their experience.
I think, just to piggyback on what you're talking about here, I think that any one of us can go in any given room, anytime, and lack confidence in it. Anybody can step in any room at a certain time, and you can have a lack of confidence. I don't fit in this. I'm not comfortable speaking in this arena. And so that's why I think it's always wise. You always talk about compartmentalizing things. That's what you say about me, putting everything in a box.
Right.
I likes to work within a box versus working in boxes. You know, that I never can control the boxes, but I can work in that one in that box right there. And I think so many people that get off track because they're trying to work with too many boxes at one time.
Okay. All right, unlicensed. I like that. Let me see what y'all jump in here. Come on, jump in here. Come on.
I'm trying to learn the therapist over here some things right now. Y'all get me out here learning them.
Okay, come on.
That's what the old folks say, learn them. They don't teach you that, they learn you.
So, well, and that's why I asked that question, because one of the things that I've thought about, and that I believe, but you know, I know everybody's situation is a little bit different, is that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe.
Right.
And so if you truly believe that you are, you know, this and this and that, whether that's good or bad, I feel like that is usually what's going to come through. And I wholeheartedly believe that your inner beliefs come from, one, having a shift in mindset, you know, as we're talking about, and those internal conversations that you're having with yourself on, like, hey, can I be this person? You know, this is who I am, you know, accepting that that identity, whether good or bad. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's why I was curious about that question. But I wholeheartedly believe it starts with that inner belief
Mhm.
that we have to, no matter what, like you say, no matter what somebody else is telling you, he's telling you, how beautiful you are. But you like, no,
Yeah.
I know that I've, gained
Mhm.
weight in
Yeah.
this season. So yeah, like I'm not gonna not think I'm beautiful, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you still feel a certain way about where you are
Yeah.
because of what you're telling yourself and what you're seeing. So
Right.
so yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on that.
I
Yeah.
think also like with the beliefs, like, you can believe this, that, and the third, but at times you still have that flashback, or that memory that could deviate or
Yes.
take
Absolutely.
you back to that place to where now you have that sense of lack of confidence and self-worth. And the word that comes to mind is resiliency,
Yeah.
and having that wall to say, okay, even though I may not be great at this, I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
So it reinforces that belief or that mindset to have, say I'm going to do this.
That's
Mhm.
exactly what happens,
Mhm.
because then the more you're conscious of it, the more you try to work toward it, that thing still pops its head
It
up.
does.
But what's happening is like working out with weights. Over time you get stronger, and you recognize, I see you trying to come for me. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
My mind,
That's good.
so I can walk in that
That's
room
good.
more. And
Mhm.
just, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Resiliency. I love
Yeah.
that.
All right then. Well, we just gonna keep
So
this.
what we found out in this lesson
What did we find out?
is that our mental capacity controls everything about who we are as individuals, everything that we can become, everything that we are, everything we have been, past, present, and future, all relies on what's between the ears. We have to control those things in
I'm
our
still
mind.
coming back to.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, when I'm feeling uncomfortable in a situation, when I'm feeling uncomfortable in a room, somehow I have to get my mind
That
fixed.
I agree with that.
You in the room right now. You're gonna have to fix your mind. If you're gonna, I was looking at this show 911 yesterday, and they took a spaceship and went up into the sky, and the guy, one of the brilliant minds up there, he panicked up there. And the lady told him, if you don't get your damn mind right, you're going to take the oxygen out of here for everybody.
Yeah.
But she had to talk to him about getting his head right, because he was in a panic state.
Yeah.
And when you're in a panic state, you already lost the game. So you have to make sure you control what's going on. But God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. And if you don't have that third part of that thing, man, you destined
That's real good. I like
to
that.
fall.
Yeah.
You're destined to fall. You have to control it. You got to control it.
Okay.
Even the negative thoughts, you got to control them thoughts,
I'm
man.
gonna have to say too far the unlicensed. The unlicensed is winning over here.
Right.
Okay, come on, licensed. What you can do there?
Well, they saying the same thing, but
Yeah, I
they
know.
doing the educated portion of it. I'm just
You
like,
bootleg.
no, I'm like the congresswoman. I'm gonna just give it to you raw.
Jasmine Crockett.
I'm gonna just give it to you raw, just the way it is.
And we like we want that.
We
We
want
want
that.
that. Absolutely, we want that.
People are receptive to that, you know. Sometimes we can get too educated and people miss the mark on what you're trying to say.
Okay.
So that's why you have Brother Carter on Love and Victory Show with her.
I love it.
Let's continue, but you never want to lose who you are as an individual.
Absolutely.